ESL, I must give them credit. Their season one was very poor from a production point of view, and they did step it up for season two. Although season two they didn't have a lot of attendance because their season one was so badly produced, and they are starting to figure it out now with season three. It still is a little messy. It still is a little confusing to figure out the way people qualify. I guess we can go over that later on when you have less things to talk about, so I could talk about that more. But it's getting a lot better. So I mean, if you haven't watched this season of North American Star League, I would highly suggest going on there watching it. There are a lot of games going on. There are some great players, as I just mentioned, and yeah. So now going on to up and coming events, James.
Okay, for LoL, in the Korean scene, there's this new season of On Game Net's Azubu, which is the Korean take on LoL, and then the official season starts July 4th, and then it could last until September 8th, but it's in its qualifiers right now. And their format here is actually a little weird because I just go over how the format goes. So what they do, they have 8 teams seeded. The top 4 teams from the Champion Spring 2012, which is they did a couple months ago. These are Korean teams. So the top 4 Korean teams are going to be in these seeded seats, and they're going to pick 4 teams from the North American and European teams. So as these eight teams, they're going to go through qualifiers. There's going to be 16 rounds and 4 groups containing 4 teams each. So the group stages are all best-of-1 games. 2 initial games are played in the group stage, and the winners of those games will play each other. For the losers, they will go through their separate bracket and try to go back up the ladder and proceed to the next round. But the winners will be going on to the grand finals. So out of those 16 teams, the 8 teams will advance to the playoffs. The quarterfinals and the third place match are all best of 3s, and the semifinals and the grand finals are played for best of 5, which is really, really weird for the League of Legends scene because most games are all best of 3s or best of 1s. So it's really interesting to see these best of 5s. And the most interesting thing about this league is that in all of their best of 3 and best of 5 games, if their last game is going to be a blind pick. So this puts a whole new twist on the meta and like how well you know the other team, so you can try to counter them and stuff. But the other games are still draft pick, so that blind pick is really, really weird. I've seen one game from their last season. This is actually their second season. But from their last season, I saw their last game, and then all their champions on their blind pick were basically the same. So you would have mirror matches all the time, and it was just really, really weird. But it's really fresh on the LoL scene. American team favorites CLG and Dignitas are attending in these qualifiers right now. They're actually in Korea. They're sharing the same gaming house, I think. Or they're like right next door to each other because if you see their streams, they always come into each other's cameras and stuff. But the Korean powerhouses for their team, for this league, is called Maximum Impact Gaming. They have 2 sub-teams. One is MIG Blaze and MIG Frost. And last season, these 2 teams went against each other, where MIG Blaze took the championship, and they're the reigning champions right now. But all the Koreans are expecting these 2 teams to be going against each other again this season. Another event that's going to be coming up is the European Challenger Circuit, which is in Poland. The event's going to start off in July 28th, and actually the qualifiers just started this weekend. And there's some really, really weird stuff going on, but I'll tell you guys about that later on. But for now, it's we can see what's coming up in StarCraft 2.
Yeah, guys. For StarCraft 2, we have. Let's see. Hold on one sec. Oh, sorry about that. We have very exciting. We have Home Story Cup 5 in Germany, taking place July 5th to the 8th. A lot of people don't know about Home Story Cup, but I mean, it's one of the best events to watch if you're a really big fan of StarCraft. I would say it's a more relaxed event. It's a more community event. The players actually cast most of the games, or most of the the lower bracket games. So it's like last season they had I think it was like MC, um, and Marine King Prime and a couple other players, and I think In Control. They were all on the couch, in the back room, casting the match from the couch and discussing strategy and joking around as they're casting the game. So I mean, it's that kind of environment. I know the players love it. The players love going there. It's a very calm environment. I don't think I can't remember if it's closed audience or not. Closed audience meaning there's absolutely no fan base. It's just players. I mean, I know the MLG arenas are like that, and the MLG arenas have a more casual feel to them because there's no fans there. There's no added pressure. I mean, there always is an added pressure, but I mean, it's not when the fans are there cheering for you at the same time. Um, so I mean, I would say that's definitely an event to watch out for, just for having a good time and seeing a high level of StarCraft, but just not having that professional feel to it, having a more relaxed atmosphere. We also have the return of the Team Liquid Star League. Actually, finally, we have Team Liquid Star League 4. TSL 3 was actually, when was that? The TSL 3 was probably the first year of StarCraft. I want to say it was right, like literally, probably the like 2 or 3 months after StarCraft 2 finally launched. So it's been like over a year in the making now. So that's finally starting July 19th. It's an online qualifying tournament. The last time we saw it, it was Naniwa Thorzane, with Thorzane taking out Naniwa 4-3, if I remember correctly. Um, so I mean, Team Liquid always runs a good event. It's Team Liquid. It's the community itself. It's the biggest thing in the community, and it runs its tournament. It knows what it wants. It knows what its fans wants, and I mean, it certainly delivers every time. So speaking of the community, after all the community events, or after all the upcoming events are done now, uh, I guess we'll take a look at community news, any player news, team news, patches, anything, James? Anything
For
option
StarCraft, for
for
League of Legends.
yeah, anything for me?
For right now, this is actually the weird thing that happened in Poland qualifiers. SK Gaming, which is one of the well-known teams in the European scene, they actually lost their, I think it was their jungle and their AD carry, Candy Panda and Dead Dragon, a couple of days before they had to qualify for their match today. So I think they picked up Young Buck and Kevin as their new people. But the funny thing is that there's really bad blood between Ocelot, the team captain slash mid player, and Candy Panda. They said that they don't really hate each other as people, but like when they think of how, in terms of how the team goes, they have really disagreeing agreements, because Ocelot, as if you guys watch his stream a lot, he likes to carry a big fan base rather than carry on how his team is successful or not. And I guess Candy Panda and Dejan get really pissed off at that, so they left on those terms. And TLG finally has their full lineup now since Voyboy graduated high school and everything. So we should be seeing interesting stuff coming from them now, as they can practice in summer for Voyboy, so you don't have to go concentrate on school anymore. But other than that, there's no really new patches that change the gameplay other than keeping the servers down and pissing the LoL community off.
So what was up with that then? Because I heard a lot of hoopla over there about people complaining and everything. So what's up with that?
I don't know. There's supposedly Riot is saying that their infrastructure is really, really complex, and then I guess when they were testing it, that like it just fell through and then everything just started collapsing on top of each other. But there have been rumors going around that they've been DDoSed, which is basically someone hacked their main servers and like completely just messed up their whole server base and just like made the server crash on top of itself. So they've been trying to fix that for like the past week now. Even that they're still iffy on it. They're having a queue times to make sure to monitor how many people are going at the same time so the server doesn't crash again. But I think everything right now is kind of okay, but everyone's still kind of really, really mad at Riot. Like, oh, the servers are down. Oh, what a big surprise! And then everyone just goes back to the EU West scene or something, going their Smurf there. But yeah, other than that, there's no really good gameplay changes happening patch-wise.
All right. Well, for on the StarCraft side of it, um, I mean, the only patch that I can think of was the one in May. It was like early May, uh, and that one's still having a huge effect on the scene. It was increased Overlord movement and decreased observer time for Protoss. It takes from like 40 seconds to 30. And the biggest one was the Queen anti-ground weapon attack was increased from 3 range to 5. And I mean the main reason for that was to deal with early pressure from Hellions and a little bit from, I guess you can say, bunkers. But I mean it really didn't help the bunkers. It was more so for Hellions. Um, and I mean the reason for it was Zerg players had to play super defensive when they're taking. They always have to play super defensive when they're taking that early hatchery, that fast hatchery. But I mean the thing is with Hellions is Hellions could put on so much pressure, and there's really no way for Zerg to effectively deal with them to the point where during mid game the Hellion or Terrans would just sack all their Hellions for drones, like they would just trade, and it's like that's not fair at all. So I mean the Queen anti-ground really does help. You still are seeing a lot of Hellions, but you're not seeing that sacrifice anymore because it's really stopping the amount of drones that you could kill by sacking all your Hellions. So it's really iffy kind of situation. But I mean it's starting to stabilize now. Other than that, season 8 just started. We have a new map, Condemned Ridge, 1v1 map, 4-player spawn. That one's just been moved into the map pool. It finally killed Metapolis. Metapolis is finally gone from the ladder. They said Metalopolis LE is the improved version would be in later seasons, but for right now, Metalopolis, the old standstill, is gone. And then also Core Hill Compound LE is also removed. So I mean, both of those maps are still being kind of used in tournaments. You're seeing the newer versions of them, so hopefully we'll be seeing the newer versions of them put back into the ladder. But it's great to see Condemned Bridge be put in there. It's been used in a couple tournaments that I've seen. It's an overall pretty well balanced map, so I mean we'll have to watch it further and see how it goes. It reminds me of kind of an Antigua, with not as Terran favored, I would say. Other than that, in terms of player news, the two biggest things I guess that happened were we had Genius leaving MVP. I don't remember if there were any reason why. His Twitter account just all of a sudden he changed. So yeah, that was about it. So Genius has been picked up again, like I said before in the wow, I can't talk, in the team league, right? So all right. If no one knows, take a guess right now. Is it EG or Slayers? Do you join with EG or Slayers? Do you go foreign or do you stay at home? What did he do? What did he do? Well, he actually went over to Evil Geniuses. Right, wait. Did I get that right? Can't remember.
I think you did.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I did. I'm pretty sure he went to Evil Geniuses from the last time I remembered. So Evil Geniuses just has a ton of money. just so much money. They have like 50 sponsors, dude. It's like amazing. So I mean they yeah. Hold on one sec. Let me look this up so I don't think I get this wrong. Hold on. Yeah. Oh wait. Actually, he actually didn't get picked up at all yet. He's still just sort of being picked up, or he's just playing for EG Slayers. Sorry about that. What were you saying, James?
I'm just saying that while you're still looking it up, I was just gonna update on the TSM
Oh, sure.
game.
Go for it.
Right now, Team Dynamic actually won their first game right now, so they're playing game 2. They're 22 minutes in, and the goal difference is 28.5k to 29.6k in favor of Team Dynamic. So you guys should check it out.
Yeah, sounds good. And the other big news, probably in my mind the biggest news, probably not so much to StarCraft 2 fans, but to my my biggest news